For me, the issue is not actually Kenyans alone, because the Kenyans are saying there are 150 people who are being held incommunicado by the military, by SFC. And when you hear SFC, it means Museveni and his son. In the last elections, there are people who were abducted and kept by SFC, and Museveni came on TV and said SFC has them. We are only being challenged as a country that seeks to work with others, to partner with others under East African. That not only are you working to Kenya to kidnap Dr. Besigye, but you're also kidnapping Kenyans who are coming in Uganda. There's a very big problem, regional problem now with Uganda and Kenya, the way we are operating, that Museveni can go to Kenya to abduct citizens, but he has also started abducting. And for me, it's a good thing. Now Kenya will know that by allowing him to abduct Ugandans in Kenya, he will also be abducting Kenyans in Uganda. I am actually happy that these particular Kenyans were abducted. Let the Kenyans know that they are dealing with a criminal.
You will recall that I had asked on the floor of Parliament the government to explain the whereabouts of the two Kenyans, but also a number of other Ugandans, including Sam Mugumya. The Minister of Internal Affairs, General Muhoozi, came on the floor and gave his answers, saying that they are yet to find out if the Kenyans are here with us. When the president came out clearly and admitted that those two were being kept unlawfully in the country for those reasons he has cited, I first of all thought that the president may have lost his mind. I don't know whether he was in the right state of mind at that time, but that admission is an indictment on the state of affairs in this country. There are many people who have disappeared. You famously recall the 18 missing people by Nup, and the president saying he has a fridge somewhere for keeping people without taking them to court is a blatant violation. And that admission has gone on record, and we want to invite him now to account for each and every person that has disappeared, has been arrested, and have not been produced in the courts of law. I think also it is an indictment on Parliament and on our courts, because this matter was raised in court. Court dealt with it in a very ugly manner. This matter, I raised it here in Parliament. It was responded very casually. Had the presiding officer insisted for the government to answer, maybe we would have had those people released earlier. It is not a right way to settle our conflicts. It is not the right way to treat citizens, whether for Ugandans or East Africans or any other citizen. We have the constitution, we have the laws. Prosecute them, arrest them in the proper way, inform them their offenses, present them in court, allow their lawyers to interact with them, allow them medical access, do not torture them, and all these powers are with the executive, with the president. So why do you fear taking people to court? Why do you fear taking people to court?
The stealing of Mavati for the poor Karamoja people was mismanaged by government deliberately. Because this entire government should have been behind the bars, from vice president to speaker of parliament to prime minister. I have never understood why Museveni picked only Rugorobi and Nanutu and the other woman who was minister for Karamoja. Because what Rugorobi did is what Nabanja did. Nabanja used these iron sheets to roof a shed for her grandparents' cows. The same thing that Rugorobi did. I don't know, maybe for Rugorobi was isolated. I don't know what he had committed. So really this became selective prostitution, that you only choose Rugorobi and Nandutu and Kitutu. I am not shocked that I think Museveni myself felt embarrassed and then withdrew the charges. Rugorobi just mismanaged his career. He was one of the best MPs, the best chairperson of budget committee. But he also went and joined the NRM bonanza of stealing everything that comes before them. So yeah, this case, if Rugorobi had been convicted, I would have been shocked. So on the basis of evidence, court said Rugorobi had a case to answer. And the court was proceeding until Museveni, through the DPP, said, leave my man. After all, this is a campaign period. So in this case, court has no problem because it is government that took there the case and it is government that went there to withdraw. So there is absolutely nothing wrong with the court. There is everything wrong with Museveni and his government, that they only pretend that they are fighting corruption, because fighting corruption means fighting NRM and Museveni.
And what is its implication in the fight against corruption?
Of course, what this means is to confirm what some of us have been saying all along, that Museveni cannot be fighting corruption, because that's how he survives in power, by corruptly appointing people, by allowing people to steal public resources as long as they support him. Rugorobi was just a victim of his own stupidity, that for where the others went and hid the mabati, for you displayed yours. But they did the same thing. The action was stealing. What you used the mabati for was not the reason for me. The problem was stealing. So if you have stolen, it doesn't matter whether you have sold in a market like they choose Kitutu, whether you have built a shed for your cows, or whether you have donated to the church, all of you have stolen.
Lwange okusokera ddala njagala okwebaza Ssaabawabi wa government DPP olw'ekintu kyakoze, which is long overdue. Yandibadde yakikola nadda. Nze nga politician, engeri gye nabirabamu bonna abaali involved, buli omu alina engeri approach gye yafunamu amabaati ge. Naye oli najje n'abagamba naye nasabye ne mumpa saatunze nenzimba ekiyumba nundiremu embuzi ate abantu bange mbawe zizaale zikole, and he was sincere. So saarabamu corruption eri omwo, naye nga bw'omanyi buli department erina engeri gyerondoola ebintu byayo. Thanks God, the time yatuuse libalaba nti omusajja psychologically abonera bwereere, ne bagamba tetukyalina interest, which was right. To me they did something which was good. Tewali we kinafiiza lutalo lwa kulwanisa nguzi, kye tuyita enguzi kyanjawulo nnyo. Wano nguzi eri luddawa, oli ogamba nti nyambaako kyolina in abundance ntwalira abange, esi nguzi ku lwange. Mpozi omulala enguzi ng'aginterpretinga ndala, kubanga ekigambo nguzi is strength bw'oba oyagala analyzing. Ne emeya saying gundi mumpeereyo ayitewo, gundi muyise mu line asookeyo, nayo nguzi. Psychological torture. Yes. No. Gubadde gukosa abantu bangi. Gubadde gukosa Lugorobi himself as a person, as a candidate, abantu be, family ye, n'ababadde balowooza nti abwe tulonda omuntu asobola okutusakira. Abalonzi yenjogera yaabwe. Twagala tulonda omuntu anaatusakira. Kati ekigambo kusakira kitegeeza ki? Kutuleetera buyambi. Kugamba banno abali mu buyinza nga ggwe tutwalire facilities zino. Eyo corruption. Thank you.